Well, it's Sunday morning, and like every Sunday morning, I am in my home office getting some things done for the week for clients and their families. And I want to talk a little bit about New Jersey and bail. I did a video yesterday about the Pennsylvania bail system, and I said that I would do a follow-up video on New Jersey because the system in New Jersey is a lot different. They've recently changed in the last couple of years. They call it bail reform. Cash bail in New Jersey is pretty much done. It is now basically a pretrial detention system in which a person is held prior to trial or released. And what happens is there's a hearing that is held typically 72 hours after a person is arrested, and that hearing is done before a superior court judge, which is the trial court in New Jersey. And during that hearing, both sides, the prosecution and the defense, make an argument to the court regarding whether or not a person should be released pending trial. Now, I'm not talking about situations where a person is having a parole violation or probation violation. I'm dealing strictly with the situation where a person has nothing else going on and is simply arrested for a new charge. So in that situation, what is done is there's a public safety assessment. It's a form that provides all the parties, the defense, the prosecution, and the judge, a person's criminal history, and it also lists out what they are currently charged with. So within this document, it lists, for instance, what a person has been convicted of in the past, their prior criminal history, their prior bench warrants, whether or not they have a juvenile record, and their current charges. It also lists their date of birth and just some basic demographic information about the individual. In addition to that, there's a score. There's a score based on the risk of flight and the risk of new criminal activity. Now, this is very similar to Pennsylvania. The only difference is that the New Jersey court system has this all put in one easy to read, in my opinion, document form, whereas in Pennsylvania, typically when we go to court to argue bail, both sides have different ways of obtaining this information. Typically, the prosecutor will have it all at their disposal, and the defense counsel should have it all based on their research prior to that hearing. In New Jersey, both that PSA, that public safety assessment, is provided to both parties before the hearing, and that assessment is done by pretrial services. So the score that is a critical part of this hearing, it goes from 1 to 6, 6 being the highest, 1 being the lowest. And with that score comes a recommendation from New Jersey pretrial services whether or not to release the person. And in many situations, they'll recommend, detaining or releasing based on the score. But please don't assume that because the score is low, the court's going to automatically release a person. Remember that it's up to the judge ultimately, and I've had plenty of cases where the scores have come back low, where the person's risk of flight is low, the risk of new criminal activity is low, but because they're charged with something very serious like the illegal possession of a gun or firearm, which again in New Jersey carries with it a mandatory minimum sentence, or a drug crime in New Jersey, that it's a crime of the first degree or second degree, where we're dealing with a lot of narcotics, or for instance, an attempted murder or aggravated assault. Those charges, the prosecutor's office will make a pretty strong argument. Now, remember that when a person's arrested, it's on the prosecutor's office to file a petition to detain. Without filing that petition, that person will be released. But I can tell you that if you're arrested for something serious in New Jersey, a serious crime, I can almost guarantee that the local prosecutor's office will file a petition to detain, and you will have a hearing within 72 hours. So if you have questions about this, please contact our law firm at 215-755-9000. You may also email me at alfonso@gambonelaw.com. I'm going to link in an article that I did on this topic, which provides a great amount of information for you and your family. I hope you're all doing well. Please understand that during the weekend, one of the most common calls that we receive is about bail. And that's why we have the 24-hour number. Don't assume because it's Saturday or Sunday that a lawyer is not going to answer the phone. Any criminal defense attorney should have a 24-hour number. If they don't have a number and you're getting a voicemail, you are hiring the wrong lawyer. They should not have voicemail. It should be 24-hour access through the phone, through the internet. You can also access us through our website via text message. So I encourage you to visit our website, find out more about this important topic. If you have questions, please reach out. I hope you're all doing well this Sunday, and I will talk to you all soon.